Hello and welcome to today's race stream here. Apologies about the previous stream. It was set up wrong and so it didn't start. I pressed record, but so I have it recorded and I pressed stream, but the data went to YouTube, but the YouTube stream itself didn't start. Apologies about that, but hopefully this time it's working just fine. As you can see, we have a lot of drivers here in the pit lane, all ready and rating to go. Ready and rating? Ready and waiting. We have a busy race today. Mech in the pits doing some burnouts, and we'll see the cars spawning onto the grid very soon. Oh, I just forgot. I need to get a car myself so that I can see the times. So let me just spawn in one as my second screen starts once more. Chassis. Boom. What? Let me just see what's happened there. There we go, much better. And we see the drivers on the grid and we can now see the race positions. Amazing. Let's have a look at Eduardo right here as everyone gets ready. We just run down the grid. We have Eduardo, Akuz. This isn't the grid order. This is just the drivers on the grid. Then we have Gab and Seb. We have Mech. We have Mini D. We have Posey making his first appearance in this race. We have Racing Fox. We have Levy. We have Alfie. We have C's. So as you can see, a very busy race is ahead of us. And that's going to be exciting to watch. A lot of drivers. And Eduardo is not on the grid yet. But not to worry. Now, if you haven't been aware, there is an inter-team battle between Pocomo and Sunset Overdrive. Now, the drivers from Sunset Overdrive that are racing today believe that if they get in front of Alfie, who has set pole, that they'll be able to hold him behind them. But Alfie, who I had a little talk to before the race, said that he'll be able to get past them at one specific corner. Which will be interesting to see if he does or not, as the drivers all get their hopes up. Some fun here, and there we go. The safety car's an ETK for some reason. Interesting. What I'm going to do is we're going to ride on board with the Levy for the formation lap. But let's replay. What we're going to do is we're going to go onto a Posey's POV for the race start. Let me just find the grid for you, and then we'll be underway. Very interesting, very exciting, and I can't wait to get going. Let's just change to the BeamNG scene so you can see that I am your commentator today, Nathaniel. And of course this is the Hirochi Grand Prix. If I drive, might drive? No. pull down. I cannot find the grid. Okay, here's the quali grid. The quali grid? No, the race grid for today. We have on pole, as always, Alfie. Following Alfie, making the final driver on the front row is Seb. Or Seb. No, it's Seb. Everyone says Seb. After Seb, we have Gabby. And completing the second row, we have a Posey. After a Posey, we have a Kuz. And completing the third row with a Kuz, it is Wilbur, who was disqualified from last session, the GTWS, for having the incorrect gravity set. After Wilbur, we have Eduardo, and then we have C's, and from the pit lane, anyone who didn't join the qualifying. Going to be an interesting session then. But we're going to have a lot of fun driving it and watching it as we just wait for the drivers to be let loose. Wesley in the VC trying to tell them stuff he's already told them before, and generally just holding up the whole ordeal. So we'll wait for the mini secondary brief to finish. You can hear the drivers revving up their engines saying, just let us go. But the lights aren't budging. It's going to be interesting to see what happens exactly. When are the lights going to go? Because I believe about 25 or 30 laps in this race. Let's just hope that I catch the end this time. As we start the formation lap of the Hirochi Grand Prix. And away they go. I don't have anything on my screen that's interesting, but away the drivers go for the formation lap. Of course, I don't even have the race positions, which is very annoying and not the least bit unsettling. So, we're going to do the old trustworthy hopping about driver to driver, seeing who's in a battle. So, let's just see who does what, who is winning as we ride on board with a Posey. And there we go. I can now see. There's been a collision at the back of track involving a Posey and another driver, which has put to bed any hopes that a Posey had of battling at the front, as we have a massive moment there. Eduardo, this is a joke that has just happened. We'll just catch the front of the race, and I don't exactly know what's happened. Posey and Eduardo will have to both go into the pit lane to fix their cars. It's not exactly the cleanest start that we've seen But let's just ride on board with Gab and set the camera up before the race starts. All of the drivers are shouting at all of the other drivers. And it's just a messy as we have one red light lit. 2 of the red lights have lit up. There are 3 lights. 4 lights are lit up. And there are 5 lights. Out they go, green, and it's off for the Hirochi Grand Prix we go. Good start from all the drivers out front. Levy trying to make up, Gab, apologies, trying to make up early places, getting into P2 in front of Seb. A little bit of a skid out of 3 and 4, looking very uneasy. His car, Alfie, with an amazing start. He's in pole, he's in the lead by 5 seconds. Let's have a look at the back of the pack as the drivers. A lot of desync, I think. Something's happened to the car behind, and there's a lot of issues there. What's going to happen? There's a rollover. There is a car off at turn 5. And that is Mini D. Mini D has gone off for Iron Rock Racing. That is unfortunate. And he is out of the race. He's taken with him Mech. And they're both stuck. Safety car has been called on lap 1. Let's just have a look at the driver who got taken out by the gods on the formation lap. Here is a Posey. Now, I don't think that the sync from me helped that at all. My ping was through the roof just now, and remains to be there. I'll have to see what is up with that, but I don't think that my connection will hold, so if the stream does cut off, I apologize. I will try my best though. Here goes the drivers through turn 4. They will soon pass the stricken cars of Mini D and Mech. Again, we ride on board with a Posey. Let me start another replay. Someone was kicked or left the server. I believe that it would have been Mini D. Yeah. Anyway, under safety car in lap 2, well, lap 3 now. Not even 1 lap of racing. And these drivers have had it coming together. Mini D still in the server. There's a DOMS 28 that has left. And the drivers are very annoyed that they cannot race anymore. Let's just have a look at the front of the grid. No, the pack. Last lap. They are going crazy. Anyway, driving over front ring there. This is Mech. Behind Levy, so I clicks on Seb. So we'll just put up the thing. Driving on board with the Sunset Outrun of Seb. The drivers not very happy with each other. Of course, that is the drivers who are out. They're not very happy with each other, and I wouldn't expect them to be. Here's a quick little rundown of the pack, the running order, as we get a bit of desync. We have Alfie, then we have Gabby, then we have C's, then we have Levy, and then we have Seb, and then we have a Posey Akuz Racing Fox is rounding off the pack. Ignore Raven is alive. They are the safety car, and they are currently in this lap. We will see them launching off now. Someone else leaves, so I've got to start another replay. Let's just ride on board with Levy, see what Levy can do on the restart. Is this APS driver going to be able to overtake on the start line, or is he going to fall behind C's? Green flag is flown, and now it's up to Alfie as to when he wants to go. Not yet. He goes green now, and away they go. A little bit of desync. Oh, neck and neck. Iron Rock, no, C's and Levy neck and neck into turn 2 now, pushing C's behind. Levy makes up one position and is now behind his teammate, and there's a yellow flag. Something's happened. It's gone green again, and Levy's been taken out by C's. Barely gets avoided by a Posey, and that was not the cleanest driver from C's there. Let's ride on board with a Posey, see what a Posey does. I think he's got past C's, you know, or perhaps not. Anyway, into the stadium section now. What is going to happen? Driver in front, Seb, very, very wide there. Well, pretty wide. Round he goes, the final corner. There is a Kuz. And the leaderboard is just having a whale of a time. It doesn't know what is going on. I don't think that my internet's helping much, but I'll give you a visual readout on the positions. It is Alfie, then it is Gab, and then it is Seb. Let's ride on board with Seb as we get the position of Gab spinning out, and a Posey has to take evading action. The yellow flag is called. Let's just have a look at Gab, recovered now behind a Posey, and it's not the best place to do anything, to have that happen to you. Round he goes through the stadium section, very wide there from Gab. The APS driver sees in the pits for his first pit stop. Of course, these drivers only have to make one pit stop per race, and that pit stop can't be made under a safety car or virtual safety car condition. Racing Fox very unhappy. And a red flag is flown because the system has broken itself. Who is that facing backwards? A Kuz facing backwards. And the drivers are all annoyed with each other at everything as the system gets reset. Hopefully it fixes itself. So Racing Fox couldn't finish his pit stop, and when who was it? I can't remember the name now. I have to look for it. Someone went into the pits to try and do their pit stop. They couldn't do it because the pit had closed. We never saw a pit closed symbol, message, whatever, but it was closed. Anyway, the driver's now in the pits, waiting for what will happen next. That was a frantic 10 laps, where we had a safety car from lap 1. And a lot of shenanigans happened since then. The driver's not very happy at all. They are not the happiest bunch right now. Now there's a discussion as to what will happen, because the system has broken and caused one driver to basically just be out of contention and have no reason to keep racing. Very unfortunate situation which has happened here. But we are working it out. I say we, not me. I'm talking to you guys, obviously. The race control are working it out. And yeah, we'll just see what is happening. There is Levy. Let's just have a look at a Posey, because why not? It's at this point where you can go make yourself a sandwich, tea, coffee, hot chocolate, pretty much anything that's short. And when you come back, you'll be just in time before the race restarts. When it's going to restart from, no idea. The stewards will be working that out right now. What the order will be, no idea. The stewards, again, will be working that out right now. Until then, there's not really much that we can talk about. And, yes. Let's just have a look at the order that they're lined up on the grid for. It'll be interesting to see what he can do. And I just need to check that my audio is still working. So let me just check that right now. Yep, you can still hear me. Amazing. In we go, racing for the restart. There's the green flag. When's Gab gonna go? We will find out. He goes now. No overtaking until the start line. There we go. And through turn one, down the inside, and there's been a collision between Alfie and a Coos. I'm not sure if that was desync or if that genuinely happened. But that is not what anyone wanted. And I think that is desync. That is a lot of desync going on my end. Apologies about this. A lot of tickets seemingly not being closed. Packets not being closed. Anyway, let's have a look at the grid behind. As this... hang on. Looks like Alfie's going to go for an overtake. Is he going to go for an overtake or not? You can see the flying wing of Racing Fox in front. Alfie getting sideways. Through he goes. See, he's getting very close to a Coos no matter what. Down he goes, down the inside. As we look back, there is a Coos. And that is an amazing overtake done by Alfie, who has got a little bit of damage. Let's have a look at Seb's POV now. Lots of lockups, lots of skidding, and through we go. There's been a collision with... is that a Posey? Posey has been spun around by his teammate. I believe that was a desync, but no matter what, that was very unfortunate. Let's just have a look at Seas, who is fighting Levy. 4P5. Into the stadium section we go. Levy going very wide. But nonetheless, we continue. And a new lap begins. The timing tower is bugging out massively, but there is an overtake brewing from Alfie and Gab. Where is Alfie going to pounce? Doesn't go for the overtake there, because on the exit it is very hard to get an overtake done. But Alfie gaining and gaining. He's just preparing himself, getting himself ready. And he's going to go for it down the inside into the stadium section. A little bit of desync contact. And if we look behind, we see Gab right there. Both drivers going wide. And Alfie just demolishing the competition. Let's have a look very quickly at Akuz, who is currently behind them, chasing Seb P3. A little bit behind Seb is Akuz, but he can still catch up as the drivers all spaced out. There seems to be a bit of damage on Akuz's car. If you have a look, the front wing is gone. You can hear it sliding on the ground, and you can maybe slightly see it as driver 72, Opposy, gets warned. And you can also see on Akuz's front right that it has no inside. That is the sign of damage, as another driver leaves the server, forcing me to do another replay as Akuz enters the pits. Let's have a look at Opposy. He doesn't enter the pits, but he collects a front wing from, I think that's Levy's front wing. Not what Opposy wants. Let's just have a look at Seb, who is trying to get an overtake on Gab. Gab very wide. And if we look behind, Gab's already been overtaken from going off at turn 5. Unfortunate for Gab. And now Seb is having to be on the defensive role into this corner. Gab will not be able to use DRS because they are more than a second behind. Into the stadium section, you can see the rear wing desynced broke. Neither driver entering the pits. But both drivers putting their cars on the line. Let's have a look at Alfie, because Alfie... And there's a safety car. What has happened for the safety car? Let's have a look who's staying still. Sees. It's not Sees. I believe something's happened with Akuz. It's not Akuz. Is it Levy? It is Levy. Where is the Dutch driver? Oh, that is not where you want. Oh, just before the bridge straight. That is not where you want to be. Very unfortunate for Akuz there. He's dropped it on the on the fast section. Obviously, he's had a bad exit there where Posey is right now, and he's just lost it. Posey almost hitting him. Anyway, I predict a few drivers to enter the pits. Yep, we see Alfie entering the pits. Seb isn't entering the pits. Oh no, Seb is in the pits. Opposy, P3, not entering the pits. Nope, he does enter the pits. Everyone pitting. Apart from C's again staying out. Obviously thinking, well, if he's behind them now, he might as well get fresher and warmer tyres next lap, and the safety car will be called in, and then the safety car might be called in next lap, and then so if he pits at the end of this lap, he's going to have warmer, fresher tyres by the time the safety car is in, and then he can catch up as well. And lose any time. That's what I believe he's going to do. But we'll see if that is what happens, or if that's not what happens. Anyway, we are riding on board with C's, who is currently P2 after the safety car pit stops as we can't pass Levy. You can see the stricken car there. The engine's still on, the rear wheels still turning. Unlapping himself now, sees goes. Here is a Posey, currently P5. Very close to a Coos there. A little bit of desync, has to back off. We'll see when they go. He's in the pits now. Yeah, safety car is going out for another lap. And away he goes to keep himself unlapped. Just how far he'll get, we'll find out. Anyhow, he won't have enough time to get back to the back of the pack, but he can at least get half of the lap done. Be half a lap away instead of half the water away. Anyway, lap 13 of the restart, and we're under safety car. Let's just have a look at Gab's POV. Gab, again, driving for APS, or if you want the full name, APS Grand Prix. And yeah, I predict the safety car will be called in this lap though, which means that C's has got his work cut out. Just going through turns 2 and 3 there, he's not going to make it in time to the back unless safety car doesn't get called out in, which it is looking like might happen. Interesting. Are they trying to let... Oh no, safety car called in very, very late, giving Alfie no time to slow down. Green flag. And it's off we go. Alfie going very early, catching everyone by surprise. Seb and Gab not reacting fast at all. Let's just have a look at a Posey behind as he tries to make up a place on a Coos. Two drivers, both driven in Season 2. Now they battle again in Season 3. Different teams, of course. Coos in his own team works, and Posey in Sunset Outrun temporarily while another team is set up for him. Of course, he is just a reserve driver. Let's have a look at Seb trying to defend from Gab, trying to catch up to Alfie. Of course, everyone knows catching up to Alfie is pointless. Cannot be done. Let's have a look at a Posey as a Posey again tries for an overtake from a Coos. Is he going to go on the inside into turn 2? Looks like it doesn't happen. He is smarter than to put his nose in there. Down out of turn 4. What can a Posey do? Not gaining, not losing. Gaining very slightly on the exit. Late braking into turn 5 and he gets it done. Did he push a Coos off? Be interesting to see. I think a Coos is in the wall. A Coos with a bit of damage. I think he did hit the wall there. We'll see on this straight. He is going very slowly. His wheel is straight, so it might be desync, but he is going very slowly around these corners. I think there was a little bit of hidgery-pokery there as C's enters the pits one more time. Lap 15, the leader is Alfie. Alfie, of course, a Sunday drive. This would be a Sunday drive on Saturday through the park, a walk in the park, although it's a drive on a track. But the point still stands as we see Alfie gaining a rate of knots. into C's. And the collision between Opposey and Akuz has been noted and is under investigation. Akuz entering the pits to fix his car. Let's just have a look at the driver in P3, which is Gab. Gab trying to catch up to Seb and overtake Seb. Of course, it's one thing to to get to a driver, it's another thing to overtake them. Very wide base sideways goes Gab out of that turn there, out the exit of the stadium section into the S's. Out the final corner, what can he do? Will the gap gain or will the gap shrink? Let's have a look at the gap. It stays about the same. Into turn 2 now. Gab. Very steady with his car. Not trying to push his car too hard. Although, as I say that, he goes off track. Commentator's curse gets another driver. These two drivers, I think they're working together to try and catch up to Alfie, you know. Though as I say that, the gap does grow by a second. But I think they're trying to work together and not give each other too much fuss. Which is a very smart thing to do if you know that you can't catch up to the driver in front if you're battling. It's just know that as a collective you can work together if you don't fight. And I think that's what's happening now, because they have gained another second on Alfie. Another 2 seconds there, although that looks like the leaderboard just having a little bit of a fuss. Through goes C's. Blue flags for him, obviously. Let's have a look at Seb's back view. This is the front view looking at Alfie. Let's have a look at where Gab is, roughly in the middle. Gab's lost a lot of time somewhere. Now, if his car is smoking, I think that is just our side though. But something to keep note of. I don't think there's many laps left in this race, but we will keep talking until it is over. Through we go. And Gabby is losing a lot of time. I think something has happened to their car. And that's not going to help driving into the wall. That might have just been desync though, because the faster that these cars go, the worse the desync is somehow. Alfie in the pits. And he serves almost a second of penalties. That will feel like forever for him. And he's actually going to have to do some overtaking unless these drivers enter the pits as well. Car number 9, which is Seb, warned of track limits. Let's just have a look. Sideways goes Gab as I almost click off. I think we'll have a look at Posey, who is right there on Gab's tail, catching him up bit by bit, lap by lap. Since Alfie's started a pit stop, I think it's only a matter of moments before we see more drivers entering the pits. We'll see a fiasco for Sade. A lot of drivers entering the pits this lap, I believe, at least the top 3, if not Akusa as well. Sees pitting a few laps ago. And yeah, though we see Seb, Gab and Posey all entering the pits, which gives Alfie a massive boost. All he has to do, just drive, flexing his prowess as he passes the rest. C is now making it up to P4 as he passes Posey, who is in the pits. Promptly gets put back down. Through we go into lap 20 now, and we'll ride on board with Gab, who is behind Posey. And was that a spin for Alfie? Let's just quickly go back. No, I think he caught it. We'll go back to Gab then. Gab APS following Posey, Sunset Outrun. Into the hill we go, over the hill, down we go again. Just like the nursery rhyme, the Grand Old Duke of York. I'm not going to go sing it, you can sing it yourselves. There's a lot of smoke ahead from a driver. That driver is C's, and that's not what a Posey or what Gab wants. C's having a moment in the barriers, and that is very unfortunate for him. He'll have to pit this lap again. Let's have a look at a Posey as C's going over the gravel trap, and I think he is stuck. Nope, he is back, but his suspension is done for. Let's have a look at a Posey who is fighting from Gab right there with DRS open. And there's almost a collision. Down the inside goes Gab, pushes a Posey slightly wide. Very daring from Gab, but he doesn't make it work. What is happening there? Gab almost off the track entering that corner. Turn 8. No. Yeah, turn 8. Into the bridge section we go. Gab behind a Posey. Here is Gab's POV. Through we go for another lap. These drivers entering lap 22. Of course, Alfie already on lap 22. Let's just, speaking of Alfie, doesn't really get seen much because he is often alone in the races. Let's just have a quick look at his car now. Into the bridge section. See, this is why he is the two-time champion. Let's go back to Gab, as Gab is trying to battle the Posey still, losing a lot of time and going off track. He has done. And a Posey got a lot of time to just relax now. Unless he wants to go for Seb, which he probably is going to want to do. Seb now 8 seconds behind Alfie. Let's just have a look at C's. C's, of course, hasn't had the best race going over the hill. He goes and off the track. That must be decent, because there's no way that he is doing that on his side. But we'll just have a quick look again at Gab, who seems to be catching back up to a Posey. Very interesting bunch of times here between a Posey and Gabby. Ooh, very slow as Gab gets warned again for track limits. I think a couple more times and he'll get a penalty. I think that's why he took it very slow at the top of the hill. What is Posey doing? He is gaining to Alfie. But is he gaining enough? Lap 25. Lap 25. No, 24. And Alfie is gaining on C's to lap him once more time. Once more time? No, one more time. Once more. Once more time. Alfie is literally just walking in the park. Let's have a look at Seb, who has got some desync. So let me just quickly clear that all. That should all be good now. Green flag running. There hasn't been an incident for quite a long time. Although now I say that, there's probably going to be a massive one. The closest battle is currently still Gab and a Posey. Although it isn't that close anymore. Through goes Seb to start lap 25. Well, no, he doesn't start lap 25. He starts his 25th circuit off the circuit. let's just have a look at Gab, who is still trying to catch up to Posey. Looking a bit tweaky through the set of corners there, as the times just grow and grow to Alfie. But the gap between Posey and Gab is fluctuating. Parts of the lap Posey's faster, parts of the lap Gabby's faster. So it's very hard to tell who is going faster overall. Although I think it is Posey, because that gap is seemingly more and more every time I look at it. Which is a shame, because I want racing, but that's just how it is sometimes. Which is a shame. But we live with it anyway, that's just how life works. Let's have a look at the forgotten driver, Akuz, who is going through the S's now. Doesn't enter the pits. He is currently in his own world for P5. He just has to survive, as we are on lap 26. Here is Alfie into the stadium section, almost lapping Akuz. Akuz not too far away. But he knows what he's doing, Alfie. And that's why he is so far in front. You can see Posey and Gab going over the bridge. They are locked in time trial mode, the two of them. Just trying to get more and more. Something's happened. That's a safety car that's being called. I think something's happened with C's. No, I'll have a look at Akuz. Akuz is stuck in the gravel. That's very unfortunate for Akuz. I think, no, hang on. He's stuck on the grass. Oh, that's so unfortunate. He's got off the gravel and he can't move. Usually, once you've got over the gravel, you can move again. But he is stuck. That's so unfortunate for Akuz, as we can see on the drone shot. He is beached on some grass. That is the most unfortunate way your race can end. And that's so unfortunate for Akuz. Almost at the end, checkered flag. Let's have a look at Alfie as he crosses the line to win the Grand Prix under safety car. Well, let's just have a look at the drivers as they finish their laps then. There is Seb. Here is Posey, who manages to eke it out in front of Gab. Now, fortunately, I did miss the finish again, but that's because I wasn't told the laps. 1, total of the race, and 2, just that we were restarting from. So I had no idea how many laps we were doing. That's why I've missed the finish again. Apologies, viewers, but I can't really do much if I don't have the information. Anyways, Alfie wins, Seb gets P2, and Posey gets P3. Gab, P4 sees P5, and Akuz doesn't finish. Thank you for watching this race as we look at the winner one more time in the pits. Thank you for watching. That was definitely action-packed. We'll see you guys next weekend. Next weekend, we have got more races, of course, naturally. But we'll just see what race is next weekend. As we look at the calendar. Japan. Ooh, Suzuka. So, book that in your calendars. Next week, Saturday, Suzuka. On this YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, everyone. We'll see you guys then. Goodbye.